Shit.
Give me a break.
Get down! Like skeet shoot.
Over there.
Reloading.
Snakes!
Take this and don't come back tomorrow.
Ugh, they have no manners.
Look, there.
What's that? Snakes are there!
You think this is a game? Get back to the team.
That's it. Keep it up.
Can't have you bleeding to death
Thank you.
now, can we? You see that?
Weaker.
What the hell?
You okay?
Over there, got a bruiser.
Reload. Reloading.
In your face!
Walker, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to kill me.
What the fuck?
Jim's dead. And Walker's gone. Holly's dead. How did I know it would end like this?
All right, the first one was great. I didn't get to pick Holly because what the team needed was a doc. So I'm changing my point of view a little bit about how it was tough for me in Act 1-2 because at that point everybody was really feeling it. Like especially Holly. You know, I didn't respect from the standpoint of like the healer how much trauma damage Holly was just going to get just with little nicks, and I was keeping everybody else up who was not in the fray, but even with everything going for Holly, the trauma damage was serious. So I've made some adjustments to my build, and I've added some trauma resistance early on and then later on, like halfway, just to see what happens. I'm even playing around with wooden armor just to see what happens. I need to get like a solid 2 or 3 missions in with Holly so I can see how it plays out. So I need a rounded team for it. But a note that I want to make about getting a good team. Yeah, everybody's like, get a good team. You have to give people an opportunity to learn. So I still think it's useful to stick it out and just keep practicing good runs and not drop after the first continue. But I think that, you know, a big chunk of getting a good team going is getting a balanced team going. You know, people who play to different strengths. I'm not saying it can't, like it wouldn't work if they were all range or all melee, you know, a bunch of you exploders or whatever, you know, rather a bunch of explosive builds. I don't know. I mean, that's a test. But a balanced team,
Thanks, friend.
you know, everybody kind of knows the role that they want to play, and they tend to, like, experienced players tend to go into those positions, you know, with some confidence. I think when you have a team that a lot of the strengths are duplicated, they're going to try to solve the same problems the same way, and that could get a little confusing, you know. So anyway, next game. Hi. I didn't do an intro. I'm Danger Lander 1K here on Tristat TV, and I'm playing Back 4 Blood Nightmare difficulty and solo queues for fun. Okay, I'm doing it for fun. I play a number of matches whenever I do play this, maybe like every other day or every 3 days, just to give myself some room to play other stuff. And you know, I do Let's Plays, and I'm kind of like all over the map right now. I'm still searching for my #1 game. But I like playing it, and I like talking with people about it, and that's why I'm doing it. So I'm just putting in time to try to get progression. I'm not really super concerned about progression. It's more just Nightmare seems to be the place to play and to get good. And so I just played my first match with the doc, but I am trying to get my first full campaign run done with Holly. So she's my first pick, but if somebody else has her, then I'll go to like Jim, Doc, or Karlee. Those are the first 4 classes that I would like to focus on, and unlock their SWAT outfits, and that's probably going to take forever. So yeah, if you enjoy the vibe, or if you ever want to talk shop, or if you ever want to play, then feel free to come over to my channel, twitch.tv/dangerlander1k. The link is in the description, and certainly tune into the chat, and yeah, we can give them hell. Okay, so I'm going into my second match now. Let's see what happens.
Karlee's down.
Oh.
Karlee, here. Up you get.
Get off. What's that? Rex over there. Bruiser. Gotta reload. Fire in the hole.
I've been telling you. Haven't I been telling you? Everyone was getting too comfortable. Philip saw this coming. I talked to him, told him my concerns.
He agreed. Said I'm right there with you, HR. Right there with you.
There must be a way to press on.
I'll be fixed up soon.
Ready or not, here I come.
Yep.
Reloading!
Nearly out. Did that hurt? Let's go, Dottie. Loading. Running low. Need more ammo.
Something ain't right.
Oh, I'm out of here! Make room! Options out! Oh, I'm about to fall through. Take it. Ammo in here. Options out! If y'all are not too busy.
Yep. Looks like the first time there's a point where the ogre spawns, and there's a long wall behind us. I've said this before, but a lot of horrors are going to jump over the whole wall. And if you only have, like, let's say a Molotov, you can throw a Molotov at one part of the wall, but there's the other side of the boundary that we cross over where more will spawn. Around that bin that sometimes there's stuff on top of, or that shipping crate, I don't know. So you need to control those 2 spawn points if you're going to stand there and fight in front of Yogur. Your best bet is to clear into the tunnel, but you can't just clear the part inside of the tunnel. You have to keep shooting into the tunnel to try to get that close mob that's just on the inside of the tunnel, so you don't really run into them. What we just did, me and that guy, we had a little bit more space, but he went to the far side of the boundary, and I think that some people like that space because I don't know why. I don't think it matters. I think the ogre's still going to automatically go to that fence and take time to do it, so maybe he just liked that angle, but he got swarmed. Whereas if he would have gotten behind me, then maybe, I don't know. We didn't have the concerted firepower to really focus on the hawker. I mean, he had the grenades, but he probably wasn't I don't know. It was 2 men and 2 bots, and sometimes that's easier, but sometimes it's just as crazy. So, it didn't work out. But But when it comes to deciding not to fight the ogre, if you have bots, they're gonna jump down with you, which means you're not gonna have a full firing squad in the safe room to effectively take down the ogre and defend itself. And you might even run out of ammo. So you do need at least 3 people up there. I mean, it's very important. If it's like 2 people, it's tough, man. It's tough. You know, it's not that it can't happen. Maybe you have extra guns or ammunition. You know, like maybe you can get into the vendor a little bit, before it runs out, just to pull an extra gun out or 2. But it seems to work best with 3 people up top. And if a bot jumps down with you, then you're pretty much losing the gun, because they're not going to dodge everything as well as a player can, if they jump down. So that means that with bots, you're going to have to run into the tunnel. And if you're going to run into the tunnel, don't spawn the ogre. Draw out as much as you can that you can see before you get to that truck that is like the threshold where there's a sleeper usually on that spawns the ogre, and try to clear your route into the tunnel. Once you're in there, if you're 4-man strong or even 3-man strong, you got a shot.
Anyone got some spare rounds? Did you see that? Running low. Weapons cache here.
Reloading!
Want to get your asses in here?
They are over here.
I'll take
There!
See, this is why this shit is like
Over here!
dumb, because they can climb over this wall right here. This shit right here, fucking, I'm silly, man. I know this, and it's not like a conscious thing that that I've remembered, when you're in this room and you open the door, they just want to get you, man. The game is like, ah, ha, ha. All right, so don't get played. Don't get played by that, man. If you're in there and they're not there, close the door, wait. People want to go and look for loot, they could do that. You don't need to be there helping them, because you will get messed up. Like, the game has ways to catch you. Somebody's doing that, it's probably because they're fast enough. I mean, maybe if the whole team is covering that hallway, but I think you could get swarmed. I think it doesn't give you a lot of options, because they can climb in by the opening, block you, and if it's a tall boy, they'll just smash. Or if it's an exploder, they'll blow you back, and then there's stuff coming down the other hallway. I mean, what's the fucking point, man? By the time you get there, if you're in a healthy state, you're taking a big risk, And I'm not saying it never pays off, but a lot of times they get you. A lot of times it's like, oh, you pay for that shit.
Just a scratch. That's what I
Man, what do they think they're doing? Oh man, this is gonna happen again. It's gonna happen. Where she's pinching us. What are we? All right, check this out. Right? Okay. This is probably why they run to the side, rather than I should have shot. Just go. Okay. That got really confusing. Okay, so what I could have done is I could have made sure I shot the sleeper as soon as they got in on the right side. But it was a little confusing because we were surrounded and stuff. And also, again, like, to me it was messy because there was so much to pull that we had to get through and not get hit by. And you don't want to get hit because of damage, and we don't have like a dedicated support, right? So in my mind, it's like you're trying to rush through barbed wire. And I feel like there's a part of me that doesn't, I don't know how best to say it, but it's like I don't give a shit. Like, to be sweaty. Like, I don't care enough to be sweaty. So I'm definitely trying, but I have like a internal block that says, you know what, it's not even that serious. You know what I'm saying? If we could have done it in a neater, more controlled way, and we didn't, then now I gotta hustle to cover other people's like agitation and friskiness, right? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I didn't agree to that. I didn't sign up for that shit. And that person is probably thinking, I didn't sign up for a slow run. Okay, fine. So it's not gonna work. The chemistry is not there. It's fine. It's fine. But I would say that you know, being forced to work 2 or 3 times as hard to keep up with all the chaos that we're causing in the game has got to be more exhausting, you know, than really cleaning, you know, like cleaning, like carefully cleaning the situation. You know, I guess that's a good analogy, right? When you clean with, if you mop the floor, let's say you're mopping the floor. I don't know if you mop the floor. And if all you do is one good streak through the middle of the living room, and then you want to call it a day. I'm done. I mopped the floor, mom. I mopped the floor, wife. I did it. I did the job. And they come back and they see, you know, dirt, grime, spilled shit, dust, cat or pet fur, you know, whatever, in every other area but the one strip that you cleaned, right? That's not it, right? You know, Morgan from Walking Dead, I just clear. And I think that that's the mentality that this game, you know, that works, which is, you know, you just, you kill as much as you possibly can. A point has been made. I heard somebody say that there isn't enough incentive for playing slow and organized. You know, killing the maximum amount of ridden and taking your time is not as rewarding as potentially getting past everything and getting a quick win. But I would counter that and say that indirectly speaking, there is a reward. Like you push through your supply points so much quicker when 4 players make it to the end versus when just 1, 2, or 3 players make it to the end. That's 60 or 70 points versus 40 or 50 or 20 or in the teens or just 9. Like, it's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal because you're getting more for the time that you put in. You know, so they try to average it out. You have these quick runs, but you get like 9 points. Okay, you know, or you have one good run, 60. I mean, maybe the time evens out. You know, you get through one thing in 5 minutes and you get 9 points. You take a half hour, you get a lot more. But I think the rewards for everybody surviving are like chunky. Like they're much bigger. I got through like they just are. So I feel like that's the reward for cleaning everything out.
What's that? You hear that?
There's 3 fucking, yeah, it's lots of fucking bad guys.
Watch out! Cover me, reloading! Look there! Why me, Lord? Why me?
Whatever you do, don't get it in your eye. Something's not right. What's that? Snitcher! Incoming!
It's not me. It's definitely you.
There.
We should retreat. I don't think we have the firepower or the grenades. I think we should retreat.
Evansburg is gone. No survivors.
Like, we can't even see in this fog. This fucking.
LMG. Use a hand.
Walkers, down! Keep away! Walls down!
Yeah, why do we go into the fog and not retreat?
What's that? Hey!
I'm getting hit.
Knocked down! I got you. Help! Come on, give me up! Setting a good example, are we?
Bless you, hon.
Hey! I'm over here!
shit.
Look out! I've taken on bigger.
Yeah. No.
I caught Karlee.
They come from behind. Where?
Going in.
I mean, great. Great shooting gallery that you created. What are you gonna do? Does anybody have a grenade? Anybody?
Something there. Aren't you scary? Hey, watch! Look out! For real? You're going down if it's filthy. Hold it down. Calm down.
Nothing to worry about.
Bullshit. Did he got somebody? This was not a great position. Not for me to fight in. I should have stayed in the safe room. So basically, the cluster of mutations, anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3 that will spawn from different areas, are either going to be the mutations that were previously in the map, just waiting for you to show up, or the ones that spawn as part of a director ambush. That means that you can clear a big chunk of the threats and then keep your eyes peeled for the ambush to reduce the risk of getting ambushed or pinched between an ambush and the enemies on the map. So it really makes sense to reduce as many threats as possible because the damage that you take in Nightmare is serious. And if you're a speedrunner, and if you're good, then great. You could do a service for the team. But I think some people want to be speedrunners, but, you know, are using, you know, random occasions to practice. You could practice your speedruns in the solo progression mode that's coming up. But in the cooperative mode, I think it's just as valuable to finish with your mates, you know, and to protect them. And I mean, I can't say that enough. So this team, I feel like, was turtling up in the second round. I'm glad that they stuck around. 3 out of 4 anyways, or maybe all 4, forget. But the garage was a horrible place because of the multiple entrances. You would think that it's good because you could see things coming, but that exploder just plowed right to them.
Wow.
Or Reeker or whatever it was. You know, and I don't know, I think we needed a wider sight line because it could just pop from outside of the shed and then just turn a corner and be right there, and that's not enough time to bring it down. You know, unless somebody had a very specific build.
Found a prepper stash.
Need to reload.
Is this getting harder, or is it me?
I think they focus on the
Anyone
weaker.
got a med kit? Whoa, whoa, hang on. Give me a minute.
I think I found the way through.
Wait a sec. These sticking together really that hard? Hey, we should stick together. Whoa, whoa, hang on. Hard!
You bloody shot me.
Need to reload. Look before you move. No free hollow. And it's seeing me. I just
Oh no.
Dash here.
Fucking dead. Like, fucking dumbass. Didn't I have a flashbang? I did not bring a flashbang. I swapped it out or something. I don't even remember swapping it out. Oh, I swapped it out for the razor wire, and then I never picked it back up again. Yeah. To the people who play and play like a team and keep on keep on keeping on with this game and who are experiencing progress and are figuring out what works and what doesn't. Awesome. Very cool for those of you guys who were finding a way to work the game rather than let it work you. As for me, there's some good, there's some bad. I like how I think twice or 3 times today I was able to get to Act 1-3. It seems to be happening more often. Hell, I even made it to the alarm event at Act 1-3 and once, which was actually progress for me today. So that was nice. A lot of the usual problems, right? For the runs that didn't work out, folks being spread up, the leaders kind of jetting forward and feeling very much like they're playing their own game. And as for me, you know, I see there might be some things that I can do, but I don't. It's funny, like I think that those problems kind of supersede my issues. Like it's very difficult for me to really test out the strengths and weaknesses of a melee. So today, as Karlee, you know, I think I was just a little bit more sensitive because of my time playing with Nightmare. And man, Karlee could be very helpful, especially if she's pinging warnings or just calling out warnings, so everybody gets a little tense. You could see a lot of shit. You could see the, you know, if you're posting up around walls and looking up at ceilings, man. You could see a lot, and you could see when an ambush is waiting. You could see when it's on the move. Karlee is super helpful, you know, that preternatural sense, and I have fun, you know. And sometimes all you need to do, other than ping when you can see stuff, is ping a wall with a warning symbol, so that people are on alert. You know, I think that helps. I mean, really, most people will know how to respond. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have fun playing as Karlee when it's time to play as Karlee. I'm still trying to make progress as Holly, but I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing as Karlee when the time comes. So those are my first 4: Holly, Doc, Karlee, and Jim. And but you know, a little bit here, a little bit there. I would be playing this a lot more. You know, if I think what I may do is, if there are folks in chat who are still working through veteran, okay, and you let me know, and I think I'll carve out time, you know, if anybody's in chat, like from here on out, to do veteran runs, not nightmare runs, because like they're super intense, and well, maybe Nightmare runs, yeah. I mean, if people are working through Nightmare and you want to play Nightmare and I'm playing Nightmare, then great. But if you're working through Veteran, and that can also get very crazy, and you want somebody with some experience with the game and I'm playing, yeah, definitely jump in, let me know. And maybe we get some more checkpoints unlocked and break you into Nightmare difficulty. I'll offer that, because I kind of miss progress. Like, I miss actually getting through missions, and I'm realizing that the more time that I spend playing Nightmare, the more time I'm not playing all the different missions and all the different acts, and I know that I'm gonna lose like my awareness of those maps if I haven't already. You know, like when do things happen, where to stand. Even just bringing into 1-3, I'm like, oh shit, man. Like, I don't remember having to pay attention to so much, to like safe spots. So it's fine that I'm going slow because I'm learning all that stuff, but it's also really painful, and it's nice to get a win. It's nice to get campaign progress, but I won't do it for myself. If there are folks in chat who just want to play veteran and just try to get through the campaign and, you know, with the character and learn at a little bit of an easier pace, let me know. Okay, I am lightheaded. I need some food. So I'm going to go get some food, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to play some Halo for the afternoon, I think. I'm going to play Halo today. And that's it. Dangerlanders signing off. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other, and may the Dangerlands favor you. Hopefully I'll catch you guys around, and if not, good luck and happy hunting. Peace out.